So how many of you think that you know the perfect approach to buying a house today? I run into this frequently, especially with some of my younger buyers. They're getting advice from people my age and older as far as how to buy a house. And in today's market, it's different. Hi, I'm Sharon Rosa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to talk today, and it's going to be a pretty quick video, but I want to talk today about the mindset that buyers need to have in this market. It's not the same as it used to be. So there are 5 areas that are distinctly different from how people bought houses 10 years ago. The first thing is, and I talked about this in one of my prior videos, you need to start the mortgage process probably before you even go to look for houses. Once you've decided you're going to buy, you need to make that application, talk to a lender, and get a pre-approval letter. And I've already talked about that in a previous video, but it's important because I have buyers that I'm working with and they get excited about going to see a house, and I say to them, do you have your letter? Oh, I'll get it. And then the next thing we know, they love it, want to put an offer in, and we're waiting to get the pre-qual letter from the lender. So that mortgage process can start before you even go to look at houses. The second thing is, when you go to buy a house, you are going to tell your real estate agent a price range that you can afford. And in the past, we would send you a price range up to whatever you said, but sometimes agents, and I would do this too, if I see something, it used to be if I saw something a little bit above the price range, but it was something that I thought my buyer might like, I would say to them, hey, this is, $5,000, $10,000 over your price range. Is it something you would want to look at? Today, in today's market, you're probably not going to want to do that. You probably are actually going to want to go and look at houses that are a little bit under your top, because a lot of houses today are going for list price. And if you get involved in a bidding war, you might have to go over, what the list price is for that house. And if you're already at your max, that throws you right out of the game. So consider, if your max is 300, consider looking at houses at 275, 280, knowing that you might have to go up to 300 depending on the area and the Pittsburgh market that you're interested in, because not every area is going as quickly as others. And that's true for Hilton Head as well. But make sure that you have room to maybe go a little bit above the listing price. So keep that in mind when you are setting your range for the houses that you're going to go look at. It used to be that I would take buyers through and we would go and look at lots of houses, and they would take a couple of days to decide. Sometimes they would even have their parents go through with them, a second time. Unfortunately, in today's market, you probably are not going to have time to do that. When you go through a house, you need to really pay attention as you go through, and I talked about this in another video as well. Really pay attention when you go through that house and be ready to make an offer, because there's a good chance that you're not going to have the opportunity to go through it again or to go through it with your parents. So please make sure that you are paying attention and ready to possibly make an offer after you've seen a house just once. And in some cases, people have to end up making offers if they're out of town on houses that they haven't even seen yet. That's how hot the market has been. And the predictions right now, even though interest rates are going up, the predictions right now are that it's still going to be somewhat of a seller's market in both South Carolina and Pittsburgh area, and in a lot of places around the country. In the past, you used to be able to go in. I remember conversations, years ago about, well, what's, not offensive? Can I go in 10% below or 15% below? And in some cases in the past, you were able to do that. You are not able to do that today. So thinking that you can go in and lowball is probably not going to work in most cases, because people are getting their asking price, and in many cases are getting multiple offers. So the idea of going in or looking way above your range and thinking that you can lowball is probably not going to happen. So you need to change that mindset as well. The market is what the market is. finally, it used to be that, people would go out and see a house and they would be able to put a bid in and they would get that one. I have had many buyers that have put in many offers and still don't have a house. This market is not going to allow you to probably do the process quickly. Now, having said that, I did have 2 in the past year that found them pretty quickly, but they also went in and, were ready to do all the things that I just listed. Offer the list price, they had their pre-approval and they were ready to go. So you can do it, but don't be disheartened if you end up looking at 5, 6, 10 houses that you end up putting in 2, 3, 4 offers on different houses and you might not get it. Listen to your real estate agent. They should be pretty good at coaching you as far as what kind of offer you should put in, what you can and can't do in today's market. Like I said, some areas around the Pittsburgh area and in the Hilton Head area don't have so much competitiveness, but some markets are just extremely competitive. So you have to change your mindset from how it used to be to buy a house to how it is to buy a house today. That's it. If you have any questions, make sure you email me, SharonRosa@kw.com. You can send me a message on here. I'd be happy to talk to you. And I will see you next week. Have a great week. And remember, you might have to change your mindset. Buying a house today is not like it was buying a house even 3, 4, 5 years ago. Have a great week, and I will see you next Friday.